Welcome to lesson 27. So we're going to go over some of our sounds again, just to get into that routine, and then we're going to do some handwriting like we always do, and then we'll go on to doing something else. Okay, so we're going to start with our short vowel sounds, and then when I flash them, you just do the actions. Okay, ready? This one is enter. Enter. Remember the chin drops Okay. On, on, on. Apple, apple. Up, up. Okay. And itchy, itchy, itchy. Okay, so this one, remember, is different to this one. You can see it takes longer to say this one. And we've got and this one, so it comes more in the back of your throat. Okay, so we hear the difference between the two. Okay, let's do our sound. And while I'm flashing this one, always to remember that it has a silent U next to it whenever we hear the. Okay, now we do our digraphs, which is back. Then we've got whisper, thumb, and there. Remember the two sounds. Then you've got sing. You can hear it at the back of our throat. Sing. And we've got chin, chin. Okay. And then we've done the. Okay, so now we are going to do our handwriting. Okay, so remember to always have a lined piece of paper with you. If not, you can pause and then get it ready with your head, tummy, tail, because we're just going to go over some of our sounds today, our letter formation like we normally do. Good to practice this all the time. Okay, so the first one we're going to do, start at the top. We're going to do our, so you start at the top right and go left. Slither left down the snake. Finger space, slither left down the snake. Okay, then we're going to do our D. Checking it's facing D, D, D. Now, how do we start our D? Remember, open mouth, so it turns into a C and then becomes a D. Up and down. Finger space. It's a C first and turn it into a D. Okay, and then we've got our remember, where do we start our B? We start at the top, like a bat. So we're just going to do it over here. Down the bats. Remember, you start at the head because it's a long line. Down the bats, up over the ball. Down the bats, slowly up over the ball. Okay, so we see the difference. Then we're going to do our. Now remember, the has a lower stick. So we start at the tummy, down up to the tail, up the round the face. Finger space, down, up, and to the right. And then if we want to do our Q, when we did the qua, let's see if I can find the qua. Okay, remember which way the qua faces? So it's like that we're doing a C. That's how you're going to remember which way it faces. So you do the qua and then up, down the tail with a flick. Remember, make a C for the Q, close it, down, flick, and it goes by the tail. Can you see your P's and your Q's have lower sticks, and your D's and your B's have tall sticks? Okay, now the one letter I want us to focus on for just some formation is the letter G. Again, to see which way the G faces, and it's got a lower tail like your P and your Q. So when we do our G, just like the Q, I'm going to show you over here. Okay, so you go round like a C again, up, down, and a hang. Okay, so can you see it all faces left? And how do we know? Because you're starting with your C and turning it into a G. So can you see which way it faces? All the C's that turn into different letters, and they all face left. So always remember that with your G, your D, and your Q, to always start with the C first. Then you know you're going to face it the right way. Then with your B and your P, you start with the stick first. And then that's also how you're going to know which way it goes. Okay, so I want you to do G's for me. All the way to the end, I want you to do 2 lines of G's. So you can pause, you're going to do the 2 lines. And then I want you to take a photo or a video so I can see how you're starting your G. And then I also want to see photos of your B's, D's, and Q's, and even videos on how you are forming them to see if you're forming them correctly now and that they're facing the right way. Okay, good job. Okay, what we're going to do now is a little activity where I'm going to give you some words and then I'm going to tell you to take away a letter, to put in a new letter, to make a new word. So what you will need is a piece of paper with a pencil or a pen, and I'm going to give you a word. So we'll start with 3 letters. So for example, we'll start with the word cat. Okay, cat. Now I'm going to tell you a few things to change around, and at the end we're going to see which word we left with or what word you've made at the end. Okay, now you've got cats. Now I want you to take away the k. So take away the k, and I want you to put a sound. Okay, so now you should have a new word. I'm not going to show you yet, and at the end. Now I want you to take away the a, and I want you to put a sound, an Okay, so now you've got a new word. Now I want you to take away the t sound, and I want you to put a Okay. Now I want you to take away the sound, and I want you to put a. Okay, now I want you to take away the sound, and I want you to put a j. Okay. Now I want to see what word you left with. Okay, so what word do you have? You should have ended with the word jam. Okay, so this is how it started. We had cat, the k became a h, then we made it the a changed to an then the t changed to a m, then the changed to an a, and then the h changed to a j. Okay, so just to get warmed up, we're going to do one more, but we're going to do it with 4 letters. Okay, so we're going to do it with 4 letters. Okay, ready. Okay. The word is, let's do crab. So write the word crab. Okay. Now I want you to change the word, the sound B to a M. Okay. So what word should you have now? Show me. Cram. Okay, so now I'm going to start with another one now. See if we can go a bit longer. Okay. Let's do the word slug. Slug. Okay. Now I want you to change the oh no, sorry, I want you to change the G to a M. Okay, so change the G to a M. Now you should have a new word. Now I want you to change the S to a P. Okay, now you should have a new word now. Okay. I'm just trying to think of what word you're going to be left with. Okay. So show me what word you've got. You should have ended in plum. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do one more. Okay. Let's do stem. A flower stem. Okay, so it should be spelled like this. E. So remember, make sure it's the E, not a. Otherwise it will say stem. So stem. Okay. Now, going to think of which word to change quickly here. I want you to change. Okay, we're going to do some made up words. I want you to change the T to a L. Okay, so these are all made up ones now. Nonsense words. Okay, so you change the T to a L. Now, so I'm going to mix. I'm going to put some nonsense words that are going to change back into real words. Okay, now I want you to change the E to a. Now, what word does that become? Now, I want you to take away the in that word and put a. Now, I want you to change the to a p in that word. Now, I want you to change the a to a in that word. Now, I want you to change this to a in that word. Okay, now I want you to change the to a k, curly k. And we're going to end in a nonsense word. Now I want you to change the to a in that word. Okay, and then you should end in a nonsense word. Okay, and that nonsense word we should have all left in or left over would be lap. Okay, so that is your nonsense word. Okay, so can you see as we went along, we changed all the sounds and we substituted, then we put back in another sound to create new words. And this is an activity that helps us with our short vowels, with our spelling and our letter formation, making sure that the letters are faced the right way. And you can take a photo of this one for me so I can see how you went. And if you did get lost along the way, always remember you can go back and start again with me and see how you go. Okay, awesome. Okay, and then our last activities, we're just going to do some reading. I want to just share the screen. We are going to look out for double letters, the floss words, the double L, the double Z. Let me see where it is. I'm just going to quickly try find this worksheet. Oh, goodness. Let me see if I can try share again. It doesn't want to come up. Oh, let me see if I can share this document. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're going to look out for our double Z and our double L. And if there is a double F and a double S, remember our floss rules. We double the last letter in L, Z, F, and S. Okay, so it's called the FLSZ spelling rule. So we're going to read Buzz sells milk. Buzz has a fun job. So you read along with me so we can practice our fluency. His job is to sell jugs of milk at the mill. Buzz runs up a tall grass hill to get the milk. He huffs and puffs at the top of the hill. Buzz fills 6 glass jugs with milk. Not a drop spills. Next, Buzz runs the milk jugs to the mill. Buzz sees Tuff, Will, and Russ at the mill. Do you want milk? Asks Buzz. Yes, yell the Pulls. The Pulls get the jugs. The boss gets the bill. Buzz did a swell job. Okay, and remember with the story, you can practice reading it with fluency. And then you can draw a picture for me about Buzz and what he's selling and what you've read about. You can draw the picture for me on a blank piece of A4 piece of paper, and you can send me a photo of the story, and you can even label it so we can practice writing out our floss words. So for example, you could draw Buzz and you write Buzz. Then you could draw the milk, write milk. You could show Buzz selling milk, and we can write sell. You can draw some tall grass. You can write grass. It's just so you can practice your floss rules and that you double your S, L, F, and Z words at the end. Okay, and you can see hill. So I also want you to write out for me all the floss words that you see in the story. And you can send a photo. Again, you can draw a picture and label it, or you can just write out all the words for me so I can see that you're practicing those words. All right, and that is the end of our lesson. So I look forward to seeing your work and just how you're going along, seeing some of the ways you're forming your letters and the spelling words and some of the pictures you've been drawing for the stories. I look forward to seeing that. And I hope you had great fun doing this lesson today. Bye.